head into scrimmage number 2 tomorrow, and looking for our entire organization to take ownership of our processes and our system, and also an opportunity to test our players and challenge our players and put them in situations where we can assess and train their competitive responses. I learned that a little while back by great mentors. And when you're a coach, you want to train great, elite competitive responses. And we want to see that. We want to continue to improve our levels of conditioning, communication, alignment, our physicality, our ability to finish plays, finish drives, stop drives, knock the line of scrimmage back, anything relating to playing good football. We want to show more maturity and making really good decisions during plays. We want to make sure that our technique and fundamentals take another step. We want to make sure that we mix and match a couple of more personnel combinations on both sides of the ball. And we want to find out who's for real. We want to test guys, and we want to see who stands up to the challenge and who needs more work. We'll always work with a guy, but it's time to really find out who steps up. But it has to be challenging. We got to create a team of full-speed players, and full-speed players that play that way all the time. So the camp has been geared to that. We've made some progress. We still have a long ways to go, but we're excited about that. So with that being said, questions?
How is this, you talk about maturity, how is this team handled, like, in play versus, like, when a route has to be adjusted on a fly, when a throw has to be adjusted, when a play breaks down or something has to change in real time? How is this team gripping what they have to do in those moments?
I think some guys are better than others. So inconsistent would be the best way to define that. You have to practice a certain way. Like the blueprint that we use, it's demanding, but it has its moments where you ramp up and then other moments where you cool the engine, shut them down so your body can recover. So you can train the mind as hard as you train the body. And then you want to come on and see what's the result of that. And if it all requires mental intensity as much as it does physical toughness and all that goes with it. So we have seen some guys get better, but we still, to be the team that we want to be, the organization we want to be, and when I say this, I mean the coaches as well. I mean, every single part of their processes will be tested. They will be challenged tomorrow, and they understand that the competitive nature of our team has to be influenced by the coaches, but it has to apply to our coaching staff as well, including myself. So I hope that kind of answers it.
How are you doing also from the health standpoint? I saw some Jordan Moore out there this year, a couple other guys. How are you holding up?
I think we're camp banged up. We've had a couple guys that have had more significant injuries than others, and others are bouncing back. Don't feel that it's time to disclose exactly who's where. I'll mention Jordan Miller because I know you brought him up, but he's going to be fine and should be practicing with us, if not tomorrow, by Tuesday of next week. That's the expectation. So, our training staff is awesome. Obviously medical, University of Miami medical staff, department, everything goes with it is the premier one in the country. It's the best of the best. So they do a really good job. We trust the processes that they have put in place, and our guys are doing pretty well.
On that injury note, for Zion, is there like a minimum number of practices you feel like he needs to get in before he's ready to go for the game?
I don't think you put a number on that. I see what he looks like. I remember trying to put a number on how many snaps Penei Sewell needs to start. He needed like one. So we'll see where he is. Conditioning is a different element, but I've mentioned his name before. Joe Girardi, who was a player here, he's our return to play specialist. He does an incredible job getting these guys ready, and not just from whether it be getting nicked up or a true injury or a procedure, but he also gets these guys in great condition. That's usually more than half the battle when the guy returns to play. And he keeps those guys in a really, really good condition. If they can't sprint, we'll have them in the water. If they can't use foot due to an ankle, he'll be creative, let's just say that. But also very, very professional and very effective.
Tom Chaney, is there a status update on him?
There's not. He suffered an injury. There's no update on it. Hopefully he'll be better sooner than later.
I know the calendar says it's still 2 weeks away, but is sort of transition to type stuff next week?
Late in the week, what we'll do is tomorrow is really important, and it's important that they stay focused on tomorrow. That's because if you start talking, hey, on this day we're gonna pull this and that, I don't think it's very effective. So we will stay the course, and tomorrow I'll focus on tomorrow. certainly be glad to summarize what we're going to be doing next week and how we handle Tuesday and Wednesday, leading up to the latter part of the week where you start transitioning. But until then, there's still plenty to work on. You know, we're trying to squeeze 10 years into 7 months.
Where have you seen
So
Tyler?
that's what I'm trying to do right here. You know, and that requires a lot of time, a lot of stuff. So we're not there yet. Hopefully soon we'll be able to give you more detail. Like an accordion, you know. But it's coming along.
Where have you seen Tyler improve from, the guy you saw on film from last year to where he was in the spring to now?
Well, I think he's going against a defense that can cover well and that can put pressure on the quarterback. And you lost your 2 most productive playmakers, right? In terms of from a receiver standpoint, if I'm correct, I could be wrong. But those guys, I mean, you watch, there's a lot of right, third and long, both can make a play. And we need to find that. We have to find that, right? Come to Miami, you have to have the want to, the ability to make that happen. We're still trying to find where that is. Him, whenever you're quarterbacking and taking on a new system, right, it does take some time. He has accelerated that time and has done really well. And he understands ball. Not many quarterbacks, well, let me take that back. I don't want to assume. Not every quarterback understands protections and what comes with it, and how to get yourself in a good one and out of a bad one, and maybe get an advantage one play or whatnot. He does. He understands leverage. He understands disguise coverages. He's really good, really, really good pre to post snap coverage and being able to make a decision. This guy's special.
So how do you start jumping into school with football? The discipline you're going to need someplace for guys to be able to juggle those 2 things.
Well, it's unwavering. I mean, there's no going back. I mean, it's not going to compromise that. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what every parent wants for their son. I know that when my son, if he's good enough to go somewhere, I want him around awesome people that work their tails off, that are high-level professionals and have a super high care factor, going to hold them accountable. To make sure they get a great education, to make sure they understand the principles of respect, the importance of words like please and thank you that go with everything you do. So how you do anything is how you do everything is a real way of life. It's going to be real, and it's not going to change. So guys got to be about that life. We've had a really good response and a lot of improvement. And the true test, you're right. The true test comes when all of a sudden, add school to it, right? All of a sudden, the simplicity of having your snack ready, but you better make sure you find a way to prepare doubly because you're going to be jammed up in classes and going to a tutor before you got to hurry on back for a 6:45 meeting. So, and then we also next week we transition to 20-hour weeks, which is different from I've been on the West Coast where it's quarters. So you don't have any classes for about 4 or 5 weeks. So that's something for me to get used to. But we will adjust whatever constitutes.
Coach, rule apply to university.
Next question.
Chris, last one.
Coach, just with their running back room, how do you feel about the depth? I know you mentioned Trevante, just the guys you do have, how do you feel about it right now?
They're good. They're explosive playmakers. The most important, I would say, the aspect that you see a fair amount of improvement still needs to get better is in ball security. Thought we were a little bit loose with the ball, just watching film a little bit from the past. We're asking a lot of them. We're pretty multiple on offense. I'm sure you've watched some of the film that relates to the schools of the guys that are coordinators here in the schools that I've been at. So they've been asked a lot, both in the run game, protection, and in the pass game. And they're really, really good. Now we obviously, we're a little bit banged up, and we're going to have to adjust, and that comes with it. So we will adjust, and we'll make do.
Do you have an update on Trevante other than a significant injury?
Okay, significant.
Great. Thank you very much.